I'm sorry if I'm not starting episode 66 here in a jovial mood, but Aaron and I spent the last, it's been 10 minutes trying to find a VRQ, VQR, whatever the hell we're calling it, response question to put on this show. And despite the contributions of Slayer Me, FWF Chairman, Vic Mackey, FCEE1, yeah, those guys. Okay, one at a time. Slayer Me, or what the hell is this guy's name? I'm not seeing the full name. I'm gonna bring it up right now. Slayer Minion 183. Dude. The camera is here, not here. I don't want to see your forehead. And if you're going to ask me a question about Jibba, get the whole question in. Dipshit. FWF, I'm assuming FWF Chairman. I don't know what your question was, but I immediately looked at it and like wanted to throw up. Vic Mackey, you had a minute-long question, and I appreciate the time that you put into it. Put some effort into it. Turn your freaking output up a little bit, just a little bit, so I can hear what the hell you're saying. Jesus. Who else? Who was the other guy I mentioned? FCEE1. I don't know what your question was either, but it was that bad. Okay. I love that you guys are doing the video responses. I appreciate it. But turn your output up so I can hear you. Face the camera so I can see you. And send in good questions so I don't have to kill you. Xboxer 1080. Hey Jeff, I remember when you said it would not be a good idea to create a brand WWE devoted to all Diva action. But do you think it would be a good idea to create a WWE brand devoted to all tag team action, and why? It might give the unified tag team titles meaning again and give them a boost they need to actually get their tag team division back in the air and compete with TNA in that department once again. You do not need an all one thing division. I said that when I answered the Diva thing. They don't need a tag team brand. I said that. I know I did. I'll find the evidence and I'll present it. No, the tag teams are a addition to the regular action. Just like the Divas are a regular addition to the regular action. They're an addition to the regular action. If they separate them and put them all in one show, it'll get stale. It'll be very stagnant. It'll become very boring very quickly. The tag teams being featured every once in a while. Yeah, WWE's tag division sucks. I will give you that. But putting them all in one show by themselves would not do them any favors at all. At all. It's from Persia again. Again with the PER5IA. That's God. Oh, God. I haven't seen Paul Heyman in the wrestling scene since about 2007 when ECW, the brand, was just formed. I was wondering if he wanted time out of WWE or if he was pissed at Vince and made a mockery of his creation. Right off the bat. Right off the bat, man. Alright. Okay. ECW brand was reformed in 2006 when RVD became the WWE champion and was awarded the ECW championship on June 13th, 2006. Between that time and the December to Dismember pay-per-view, Paul was supposed to be in charge, but Vince pretty much kept him under his thumb and said, I'm in charge. Paul Heyman's been gone from WWE since late 2006. Since then, he's doing a show called The Heyman Hustle when he features celebrities, former wrestling personalities, and people like that on his show. It's a great show. He friended me on MySpace. That's how cool Paul Heyman was. He friended me on MySpace. Love to have him on this show. Love to be on The Heyman Hustle. He did not want time away. He wanted to be booking for ECW and book ECW the way that it was meant to be booked. Vince wouldn't allow him to do that, so Vince basically sent him home. And Paul Heyman is now gone. Paul Heyman's contract ran out, I believe, late 2006, not early 2007, but he hasn't been seen on TV since before December to Dismember, if not that day. Get your facts straight. Alright, this is from MySpace. This is from Kyle. What are your top 5 tag teams of all time? Dudleys, Road Warriors, Outsiders, Demolition, Stevie Wonder. God, number 5. I'm trying to think. Outsiders, Dudleys, not in that order. Dudleys, Road Warriors, Outsiders, Demolition, Edge and Christian. McFly Bender 89. In your opinion, what is the best and worst storyline in WWE right now? The best storyline right now in WWE is the Orton Batista story. The worst storyline in WWE is the comeback of Ric Flair. Whether he's gone or not completely, I don't know. But having him come back a few weeks ago and having him get punt in the head, and whether he's going to come back this time or not, I don't know. But it's terrible to bring him out of retirement. Like I said, I'm still pissed off about that. I was pissed off about it a few weeks ago when we taped A1, and I'm still pissed about it to this day. So, I hate it. It's stupid. That's from M. Nig. So it seems Umaga has suddenly mastered the English language. Yeah, it happened a few weeks ago, actually. Personally, I feel this is going to take away from his character of the crazy wild Samoan bulldozer. I've seen this many times in the past with Kane. First he had a voice box, then he magically talked about his Canaanites. Then Bubba had a stutter, and then he doesn't. How do you think this will affect the character? Do you think the WWE... Why do WWE think we are so dumb? I don't know. That is killing Umaga, the fact that he's talking. It is so stupid. The fact they're having this wild, savage Samoan be all of a sudden this master of the English language. Terrible. Terrible idea by WWE Creative. Put a manager with him, do something else with him, but no, they have him talk on his own instead. Horrible thing. They've killed his character. They might as well retire him now. Bad idea. Horrible idea. Super Dragon 001. Super Dragon? What? Can't be that guy. What would you like to see happen with Mark Henry and ECW? Haha, do you even care? Do we even care? I haven't taken him seriously since his romp with Mae Young. Remember the edible undies segment? Tutti fruity, yuck. Dude. I'm glad somebody's been watching as long as I have. Not quite that long, but, you know, since the Attitude Era. But don't ever bring that up again. Please. That's horrible. Mark Henry has been re-signed despite my objections. He's a monster heel on ECW along with Tony Atlas as his advisor. And he has a job. So, can't really do anything much about that except hope for the best and hope he goes away. This is from Tag 3000. Hey Jeff, I don't know if you've talked about this in the past or not. What do you think of Teddy Hart and his attitude? Do you think he will get another shot at the WWE now they're putting together a Hart Foundation 2.0 group there? I personally am a big Teddy Hart fan and would love to see this happen. I've mentioned Teddy because I've worked with Teddy. I love Teddy. Teddy's a good friend. Teddy's an awesome person. But, you know, he apparently did something that somebody didn't like. And pissed off the wrong person at WWE, and now he's not there, and it sucks because the Hart Dynasty is doing great things on ECW. I'd love to see him come back. He's tagging with Jack, I guess now, Jack Evans in Mexico, and they're doing the Hart Foundation 2.0 type thing too. But the Hart Foundation really is the Hart family. You know, would be Teddy along with David Hart Smith, TJ, and Natalia. That should be the Hart Foundation. Or the Hart Dynasty. But they're not doing it that way, and it sucks. Bring back Teddy. Bring back Teddy. Bring back Teddy. This is from Nick Reaper 316. Hey Jeff, do you think AJ Styles will ever come to WWE? I imagine that if he did, he'd be a heel and start a rivalry with John Cena, much like when Booker T came to WWE and started a rivalry with The Rock. My son is crying over that question. No. I'm glad he cried. You know why? Because the question was so stupid, it deserves a crying baby.
Deserve him smacking mommy though?
No.
Smack mommy right about the head.
I'm sure you deserved it. Jeffy's in trouble. I know, I know. I've answered this at least once every few weeks. AJ will not come to WWE. AJ doesn't want to go to WWE. AJ wants nothing to do with the WWE road or WWE people because the WWE people shit on him when he had a tryout. So, no. AJ Styles will not go to WWE. Oh my God, stop asking that question. The Joe 8s. My question is, who in your opinion the best wrestlers in their time in the WWE? Old times, 80s through 90s, Attitude Era, and from now. My personal favorites are Mr. Perfect, The Rock, and MVP, as they all had a heel run, and they are, in my opinion, great using the mic. What's your opinion? Alright, I think I know what you said. I'm not sure. Best from the 80s and 90s was The Hulk. The best from the Attitude Era was Stone Cold and The Rock, and the best right now is John Cena. I hate to say it, but they are the top. They wouldn't be the top draw. They wouldn't be the #1 guys in the company if they weren't the best. It's just the way it is. More questions coming in. Yay, me for the next show. More stuff's coming in for 60, whatever it is. Next show, 67. Yay. Anyway. Yeah, they're the best. Hogan, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, all them. And now it's like John Cena and Batista and Randy Orton. And MVP is up there, absolutely. MVP is up there. But, you know, you've got a lot. There's a whole bunch of people I can put on the list. And I don't want to narrow it down to just one because that'd be unfair. This is from Sean. Why is TNA not pushing to the main event the younger superstars like AJ, Joe, Daniels, Jay Lethal, Robert Roode, Eric Young, and Consequences Creed? And don't they realize they're making the same mistakes as WCW did? Whoa, wait a minute. Like how the old guys in the NWO are getting all the title shots or keeping it for a long time. Similar to Main Event Mafia, but they had Mick Foley win the TNA title. Why not give it to a young guy? Oh my God. An intelligent one. Woohoo! Woo! Yeah, baby. Yes, I agree. Somebody's phone's ringing or something. Anyway. Yes, there is no reason guys like AJ and Joe and Daniels and Jay Lethal and Robert Roode and Eric Young and Consequences Creed should not be in the title picture. There's no reason for that. But you know, they're giving it to the Mafia, they're giving it to Mick Foley, they're giving it to all these people that don't deserve, and even, you know, Sting, I've said it before, it doesn't mean he need to be champion. Mick Foley should not be a world champion. None of these guys should be world champion. AJ, yes. Joe, yes. Daniels, yes. Jay Lethal, X Division champion. Creed, X Division champion. Eric Young, X Division champion. Robert Roode is in a great tag team with James Storm. He should be where he is. Tremendous. Both these guys. All these guys are tremendous, and they should get a better opportunity. Well, that's it for this week. I apologize for being such an angry son of a bitch, but when you get dumb video responses and dumb questions, it happens. I have a request to make of everybody. Send in indie questions. If you're an indie fan, you like Ring of Honor, you like CZW, you like the East Coast Indies, the West Coast Indies, whatever, send in your questions. I will try to answer the best of my ability. I'm not talking about the indies. I did, back on A1, I did talk about the indie circuit here in Southern California as far as 2 promotions, but I want to talk about more. I want to talk about the East Coast and the Midwest and the West Coast and all that. Get them into me. I'll answer them the best of my abilities. Let's do some indie talk, okay? For right now, this is Jeff Meacham saying see you next time on episode 67 of Talk Wrestling.